So we are going live. So let us start with Nash Therapeutics study streak for 13th June 2025. And Dr. Nash writes three remedies one after the other, which are mostly related. He writes all the remedies mostly related to each other, maybe in groups of five, groups of two, groups of five, seven, etc., etc. But today's discussion will be about three remedies that he writes, and it's about Sticta, Rumex, and Aram triphyllum. I very well remember one of the initial days when one patient approached to me with lot of sneezing, and allopathy was not working. He tried everything, and there was no discharge as such, but he had to kind of blow the nose again and again and again. And he told that my nasal bones are paining. There is no discharge as such, but I need to get this cleared. I need to remove this kind of feeling in my nasal passages. That's where I gave him Sticta and it helped him. So let us begin with the description of what Dr. Nash writes about Sticta and how we can understand some ideas about the brief insights of it. So the first thing what he writes is that the remedy is never fully proven. Now, if you see that it's a kind of a very much of a commonality in Dr. Nash's book for many such remedies where he writes that the remedy is not proven, or there is some more time which is required for some of these remedies, proving symptoms, database, everything was not there, and whatever was best available they could cure patients based upon that. And in today's age, we have so many remedies proven, so much literature available, so much technology available, yet we are not able to successfully cure or claim that we can cure some patients, or guarantee a patient a success for his arrival at your clinic. Why and what is the problem for such homeopaths or some cases for us? The problem lies in at many levels. One of the reasons being case taking. You don't know what symptom to take, how to record, how to understand patient, how to differentiate diagnostic and therapeutic pointers. And if you're connected with Homeosetu, there will be something interesting coming in for you all to understand how you can differentiate diagnostic and therapeutic pointers in homeopathy, for homeopathic prescribing, and lot of other things how you can practice more efficiently. So that aside, we will stick to our topic today, which is Sticta pulmonaria from Dr. Nash's Therapeutics, leaders in homeopathic therapeutics. And Dr. Nash writes the first line that it is never fully proven. Sticta is best in acute catarrh, heavy pain in forehead, root of the nose, which is somewhere over here, and it is like a beginning of the cold. When the nose begins to discharge freely, the pain ceases. It is also useful in dry catarrh, pain in the forehead, and frontal sinuses. And there is constant inclination to blow the nose, just like the case which I had many years ago in the beginning of my practice, and I still vividly remember. So, one of the areas what a homeopath should explore is to understand cases from different teachers, different mentors, different senior and junior homeopaths, because just the theoretical knowledge is not important. You need to also have some practical knowledge, and allopathic doctors learn from that as well. So why not homeopaths? And if you're connected with Homeosetu, you will soon have some information about how you can access such valuable information from all these stalwarts. So Dr. Nash writes about constant inclination to blow the nose, dryness is there, and plugs and clinkers are there like Kali bichromicum. And Dr. Nash has also cured many patients with sticta for chronic catarrh. Now he compares sticta with a host of remedies for acute coryza or acute catarrh, which is ammonium carb, aconite, camphora, nux vomica, sambucus. And he also compares sticta with some chronic remedies, chronic catarrhal remedies, which is ammonium carb and lycopene. So all those cases where we think of these remedies, we can also give a thought to sticta, or where we feel that the picture is a combination of many of such remedies, we can think of sticta. So sticta is not like euphrasia, mercurius, or arsenic album or kali iode, watery, fluent completely. And it is also not like pulsatilla sepia kali sulfuricum, but it is a combination of both. And it will be on the patient's adaptability and susceptibility about what will come in front of you. So cough, it's a very irritating cough, and mostly this cough will come at the time of sleep when he goes to lie down, and it keeps the patient awake. This is what mentions Dr. Nash in his book Leaders in Homeopathic Therapeutics. Now the next symptom what he writes is a very useful symptom which will help you understand how you can understand the analogy from homeopathy. And it is very important if you understand analogy. The cough is obstinate, like, irritating, especially after measles, and sleeplessness is a concomitant. Now over here you should think of the complaint measles as any other infectious disease which is spreading like an epidemic. It can be the COVID which is going on right now after so many of its waves in a different variant now, or it can be any influenza virus which will come down the line 10 years later, 5 years later. Wherever patients will have cough after a bout of such infection and it is not yielding to any medicines, that is where you can think of sticta as a remedy. That is the analogy I want all homeopaths to pick up and prescribe. Measles is eradicated, it will not look very commonly seen, or it will not be seen very easily nowadays. Rarely you will find it or even know. But it does not mean that the literature is gone away. We have to draw analogies and parallels from those literature and understand how it is applicable to today's generation and the diseases today. This is the future of homeopathy. Metaphorical understanding, which many homeopaths are doing, is one of the ways, but it is not the only way. The analogies that you will pick up from the old literatures to the current generation of diseases and epidemics is the analogy, one of the ways of understanding the analogies what our old authors have written. How is the cough? This is mentioned by Dr. Nash in his book also. The cough is dry at first and then it is loose. So patients will tell you that first few days it was very dry sort of cough. He couldn't bring out the cough. Now it is very loose. Inflammatory rheumatism, all such cases where there is an injury to the knee and the recovery is very slow, or there is a kind of a housemaid's knee. There are a lot of household kinds of specific knee problem only, but you don't go and bombard with all the constitutional symptoms. You can just keep it as a check for your record. But what will help you is these smaller remedies: Sticta, Slag, Rustox, Ruta, Lidampal, Kalmia, Simisifuga, etc. etc. So for Sticta, Dr. Nash writes inflammatory rheumatism, which is sudden in attacks. And in one of the cases, he saw that there was knee pain and the patient was also delirious, and Sticta cured the case. There is one interesting nervous symptom for Sticta, which is legs are floating in the air. They feel light and airy. They are not resting on the bed. Mostly hysterical remedies like aurum, and which is what Dr. Nash mentions. Aurum also interestingly over here.